What is up, all you wild and wacky and wonderful people? You know what? We need to come up with a name for our followers. So maybe we'll have like a contest or something. I don't know. Be thinking about it. What do you want to be called? As Chasing the Wild Wonder fanatics. All you guys, I know all of you are out there. Anyway, in this video today, we're going to be working on cutting off and replacing the outriggers that are all messed up and rusty. And yes, it is a very windy day out here. The day after I lifted the shell, there's a huge windstorm. We got like 35-mile-an-hour winds and the shell is shaking about, but it is still up. So I think I did a good job. I might just add a few more braces in the front and the back because that center point is just causing it to pivot. So I think if I brace the front and the back, then it won't pivot as much. But I'm not worried about it falling over. It's been shaking around and it's still good. So we're gonna get to cutting, so stay tuned. I'm gonna do these two first with the steps in it, and since I'm not gonna be the one welding it on, and I don't know when we're gonna get those welded back on, hopefully this week, but I want to get these all cut off, and so that way when the welder gets here, you know, he doesn't have to wait for me to cut any of these off. So I'm just gonna mark on the frame where these were. Just give it a mark there. The outriggers with the steps are really the only ones that need to be precise, only because, you know, they hold the steps in between them, so they have to be the correct distance apart from each other. So I am gonna get a measurement just to make sure we have that, and you can weld one on and then measure it, and that way we get it exact, because I don't want to have to cut one off if we do it wrong. All the other ones, they don't have to be exactly where they were, you know, as long as they're in the same general area. The big thing is you want them to be level, both from front to back and side to side. So, and the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the new outriggers just to set them out next to the ones I am replacing, so I make sure I don't cut off the wrong ones. Alright, so today is the day we are going to get these outriggers finally welded on. Finally found a welder, professional welder. He's gonna get all these outriggers welded on for me. So super stoked to finally get to this process, get these welded back on. I also ended up getting 3 more outriggers. So now we're replacing actually a total of 14 out of the 23 or 4 that there are. So quite a bit of them. Reason why is that one of them I actually ended up cutting off accidentally. I know I said, you know, lay them out and make sure you're cutting off all the right ones. Well, the very first one I cut off, I wasn't paying attention. I got excited and yeah, cut off one that I wasn't planning on cutting off. So I ordered one to replace that. Could have welded it back on, but I think there was just too much of a gap. Too much that got cut off, and I didn't want to have it come out too short or not have enough metal to weld. And then that was the same problem with the wheel well outriggers, is that I wanted to widen the wheel well in case I want to put bigger tires on. So I'm moving the wheel well outriggers about 1.5 inches each wider. When I cut those off and I put them back on, I realized that there was, you know, about 1/4 inch gap, just because I wasn't able to get the grinder or the cutting wheel right up against the frame and, you know, cut a smaller gap. And so honestly, it's not a bad idea, because you realize that these outriggers are probably half the weight, if not even less, than the old outriggers. So this should cut down on the weight by, you know, a couple pounds at least, you know. So it's going to shave some weight off of the frame, off of the trailer as a whole. So that'll be nice. I'm going to have to start sanding off the paint on the edges where he needs to weld, because in order to weld you need to have metal to metal contact. So I got to get all that paint off there. As you can see, I've got this spots, you know, ground down. You can see this old weld here from the old Outrigger.
Fight through fire and pain and always get up again. There's nothing we can't do, and we're about to prove. Oh, we get stronger as we go. This is how we get it done. This is how we do it, do it. This is how a kingdom comes. This is how we do it.
Alright, so we just finished up the welding. The welder just left. It is solid. So stoked to get this done. Nice solid welds on there. I think he actually did a better job than what AIRSTREAM originally did on this frame. A lot stronger. I'm pretty much ready. I got a little bit more to do on the A-frame, just cleaning that up, getting it ready to paint. And then I think I'm gonna put a coat on it today. I think that's it for this video. That is, you know, how you get the Outriggers back on. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot to say about welding because I am not a welder. My advice is, if you know how to weld, then you know how to weld. I don't really need to tell you anything. If you don't know how to weld, find a professional welder who can come out and get it done. You know, the biggest thing is knowing how many and which Outriggers to replace, which I kind of showed in the 2 videos ago where I restored the frame and cleaned it up. So go check out that video if you're unsure of if you actually need to replace your Outriggers or not. You might not need to. I kept as many as I possibly could just to keep the cost and the amount of work down. I got the new axles ordered, new Dexter axles. Those should be here in a couple weeks. I got belly pan. I'm gonna order an extra gray tank. We're keeping our fresh water and our gray water tank, so we got to get those in. The insulation, all that stuff that's gonna go underneath the subfloor, I gotta get that done and figured out before I can put the subfloor back on and then put the shell back on. I've also been trying my hardest to find new C-channel. I found it, but a lot of places to ship it, they're shipping freight, and the shipping is ridiculous. It's almost 2.5, almost 3 times more expensive than the C-channel piece itself. So I'm trying to find if a local AIRSTREAM dealer can order it in from the factory, and then I can go pick it up and not have to pay any shipping. So keep you in the loop on that as far as how that goes, but I need to get that ordered as soon as possible so that we have it here and it's ready to go as soon as we're ready to put the subfloor back on. Thanks for watching. If it helped you out at all, please subscribe, hit the like button. That helps us get out into the YouTube algorithm so more and more people can see our videos, find our channel, and find the information that they need. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out so that you can renovate your AIRSTREAM and start chasing the wild wonder. Peace.